Hello friends, this will be an introductory video about CSAT, the prevailing patterns and about the marks distribution and the basics. We won't be starting with any concepts or something like that. It will just be an introductory video, very basic video about what the exam is and how to just get through the exam. Okay, and this is an 2019 exam booklet that I have. This is set A, this is 2020, again set A. As you can see, English starting, I haven't attempted. The problem with me is that I start by maths and usually I'm not able to complete, but maths pretty fairly. English again I have attempted few, but maths, as you can see, that is pretty doable. Same story. Okay, same was the case for 2019. English again, I'll just point that out. Maths again doable, pretty much. Yes, I have committed some silly blunders, but again, these are the mistakes, few mistakes that I have come and checked at home. But again, the thing is that problem with me is I'm not able to complete the examination. Like I'm not able to attempt all the 80 papers. Like this is the English section, because I usually give more time in maths, and I'll just tell you the reason, the aptitude part, sorry, not the maths part as such, but again I'll tell you the reason. So this is an general breakdown of the exams for both 2019 and 2020. This is the English part, both set A. You can do this exercise for 2018 itself, and this is the aptitude part. And these are the question numbers that were from the English part, the total number of questions that were from the English part, or the comprehensive passage, or basic communication skills and stuff like that. This were from the aptitude part. This year's paper was considered tougher, on the tougher side, due to this change in number from 50 to 56. So that is around 15 marks change, because each question is of 2.5 marks in the CSAT examination, be it English or maths. Now that is a good thing. If you are strong in English, or if you are much confident in English, so you can attempt all the questions in English and then go for maths section. I do vice versa, because I am more confident in mathematics. I had attempted around 46 questions in mathematics in 2019 and around 42 questions in 2020. 2020 mathematics was on the lengthier side. Aptitude, sorry, again. So this is a breakdown, general breakdown. So we'll be starting with the videos very shortly. The videos will be they'll be including concepts, not exactly concepts, but yeah, sort of things that you will get to know about how to tackle the questions or stuff like that. They'll be of 10 minutes length and around 25 to 30 videos maximum. They'll be coming out at regular intervals. I'll be making those videos. This is the general pattern that is seen from the past 2 years. Before going to 2020 examination, a day before, I had just calculated my marks of 2019. I was getting around 100, so I was confident enough. And this year again, I'll be getting around 100 in this examination. The pattern as is seen is it's English, then maths, English, maths, the question formats that is given, and either it is usually first 8 questions are English, then next 12 questions are maths, or sometime or this time, since they have reduced the number of questions for English comprehensive, so it was 6 for English and then again 12 for maths, and same story. So you can start with either English or maths. Now the thing is, if you'll attempt, if you're sure about since English is a language, you cannot be 100% sure anyways, but anyways, if you're sure and you attempt all the 30 questions of only English, so that is 30 into 2.5 marks. So that will be sufficient. That will get you around 75 marks, and that will be sufficient for you to clear your examination. Given that you can clearly, do all the questions right. For the 2020, 24 questions. So that is, a reduction of 15 marks. So this will be 24 into 2.5. That will be around 60 marks. So you won't be able to clear the examination with only English. You have to go for aptitude, and we don't know the pattern for 2021 or following exams or whatever. Maybe next time there will be 40 of English or something like that, but past 2 patterns were this as such. So the thing is, you have to focus on the aptitude part, and it is very, I would not say very, but I would say it is quite easy if you just get the sense of it, and it's just about more of a confidence thing, not rather than solving or something like that. If you have studied maths up to 10th class, that is sufficient. If you know basic what are numbers, how to play with numbers, so that is sufficient. I'll just give an example. This will not be an CSAT question or something. Just to demonstrate what I want to say is, see, this is what you would have studied till class 10th. Like this is 2, 4, 6, 8. So they'll say, what is the next number? So you will say 10. Okay, that is one thing. That is what you would have studied till class 10. Now, CSAT examination, going by the years, they are making it difficult. In fact, the GS1 cutoff for 2019 was 98. And this was not expected by, many. They expected the cutoff to be higher than the past year, higher than 2018. So it was expected to be around, say, 98 plus something, some XY, 4-5 marks. But it was reduced due to the marks of CSAT. CSAT toughness 2018, I have not analyzed the CSAT 2018 paper. I had seen the paper during 2018. So it was, again, for me, it was not, means I don't usually compare papers based on the English toughness. I just see the aptitude. So I don't know what was the number. So that is what you have to do today. You have to tell me what was the number and distribution of, English. But the thing was, the toughness is slightly increasing. And this year, since the number have also increased and the toughness has increased, I would say not much, but at least 1.25 times of what it was in 2019, the mathematics question. And 2019 itself was considered a tough examination. So 2020 was tougher than the 2019 and 2018, obviously. So this was the main reason for reduction. Many of the people would have cleared GS1 cutoff. I could not clear GS1 cutoff, but many of the people would have cleared GS1 cutoff, but they were not confident, or somehow they were not. It's just a paper, means since marks are not rated, it's a neglected paper. So maybe you would have fell short of the required cutoff. So that is not an issue. But since you have realized, or you just have to make amendments to that, and it'll be good. So this is the thing that say this is question of 2016. I'm just giving an example for the toughness level or something, innovation level, or you would have studied in class 10th or 8th or 6th. 2, 4, 6, 8, the next number will be 10. So now what they'll do is they'll just try to act a bit smart. It's not very difficult. Instead of giving these numbers, they'll give in form of cubes. So say 1 cube is 1. So next they'll give next number is 8. That is 2 cube. Then they'll give 27. Then they'll give 64. Then they'll give the next number. Then they'll ask what is the next number. So again, it is simple thing. You don't have to do anything. Again, there will be 4 options. 216, 256, 226, or something like that. So again, here the basic gap was difference in between the numbers. Now you just have to see that these are cubes of basic numbers. So next will be 6 cube. That is 216. So these are some things that we'll subsequently look in all the videos. Basically, I'll give some questions for practice, and you have to ultimately go and practice those questions. I'll give around 5 questions after every video. I'll teach a concept, or something like that. I won't guarantee you that. See, if X number of questions are coming, say X is 50 number of questions. So if 50 number of questions are coming, I won't guarantee you that you'll be able to solve 50 out of 50 in the given time constraint. You will be able to solve. If you are adamant, you will come home and you say, I want to solve. Yeah, you will be able to solve. But I won't guarantee you that you will be able to solve 50 out of 50 in the given time in examination. But what I can say you is for sure that if it is 50, this number is very easily achievable, given that you just know the concepts and you don't have to fear the examination. So again, random question, any random question we'll pick, any random question. Like this time people were afraid of these type of questions. This is a new innovation this is a new type of question. These type of questions, they'll give 3 statements and they'll say that answer any statements or any statement as such. So again, these things are simple. This is observation question, you have to observe. So this question was in 2019 too. So you have to see the questions that are repeated, you have to see the observations, and there are around 10 questions. Like this is one question which is repeated every year, that what is this direction, or what are stuff like that. So these are basic questions. So there are around 10 questions that will be repeated on the same pattern. So these 10 questions you have to do in at any cost. If you're not doing that, you are naturally going back. Again, after this, these were the statement questions. So people see them and they'll generally feel scared. Like let's see this question. This was a question, 2 statements are given. So statement 1 is S1, n is a prime number. S2, n leaves a remainder of 1 when divided by 4. Now this was a question, if n is a unique natural number between 10 and 20, then the value of n is. So this is what they have asked. So n is a prime number. Now the basic definition you will know in following class, what are prime number, what are composite number, what are odd, what are even. So after that we'll see all those questions and how these questions were done. It's basic, nothing else. No need to feel down or demotivated that I could not clear this examination or something like that. It happens. UPSC is sort of exam what I have felt. I'm not an expert because I haven't cleared any prelims yet, so I cannot say much about that, because after this prelims there are mains and there are interviews, and I know a few that will be watching these videos who have gone to interview stage. They are a motivation for me too. But the thing is, you know well that UPSC is you miss I hit type of examination. They find a link. If the link is weakest at any point, they break it. That's it. Be it interview or be it anything. So this is the analysis. Just please once go through it. Do this type of analysis for your set, respective set or something, or you can download the set A for the views or something like that. So if I'll be referring, anyways I'll be showing the question, but if I'll be referring, so I'll be using set A. So this will be all for today. This will be the introductory class. I'll take videos. It'll be an easy course. I'll make around 4 videos a month, around 4, approximately 4 videos, or maybe say 5 as the time permits, or whatever. So need not worry, it will be completed by March, well ahead, or say April end. So that'll leave you around 2 months for your examination, since it's on 27th of June. So don't worry about it. Just focus presently on your mains preparation and your optional stuff like that. Don't worry about CSAT or something like that. You will be cleared with CSAT. You'll be confident about CSAT, clearing CSAT about 2 months before the examination. So you don't have to waste like extra time worrying for CSAT or things like that. So that will be for today. You can text me, or you can comment, or you can do anyways. You can communicate me. I'll leave my mail ID there, so you can send a mail to me if you want any specific videos or related to any specific thing that troubles you more or less or something like that. Okay friends, thank you.